jumping into the next one, I'm going to go fast through these. When I'm done, don't worry, I'll send this back out to everybody so you'll have a record of it so you don't need to remember what you're being shown. But if you want to go cool, that's cool. And I hope somebody gets something out of this. I hope there's a tip here that you haven't heard before. And if there's anybody that knows all this and these aren't tips for them, Alex, if you want to present next time, you're welcome to come and present and do some other tips. That'd be great. So I didn't know about this until about a year ago, so that's why I just bring up some of these basic tips. If you want to zoom in on your browser, hold down the control key and use your Windows wheel button to scroll in and out, and this will work on almost any Windows kind of platform. Just hold the control key and zoom with your Windows, your wheel button, and you can zoom in and out. Sometimes I know this one I like. When you're drawing a revision cloud and you have to go clockwise, sometimes you're started out and you're going counterclockwise. If you hold down the is it the space bar? Space bar. Hold down the space bar, it flips the direction of the cloud. So you can go the other way. Right? 3D viewer. Anybody using 3D viewer? Okay, few people. I just started using this about a year ago and found it really helpful. Similar to Enscape and Twinmotion, sending digital cool 3D stuff to the client. 3D viewer, I'll just play the video here. So under Collaborate tab, you can go Shared View. Start with a default 3D model view, and under Shared View, just give it a name. This is the AutoCAD template file or sample file. Give it a Shared View, and it will export that view, and it will give you. You can view it, or it can also give you a link that you can email that link. So anybody with that link, you just put it into your Windows browser, Explorer, and this is what your client is going to see. And so they just click on this Snowden 3D view, and it takes them right into a 3D environment that is really intuitive. It's really easy to use. It's really easy to fly around. There's all kinds of tools down here. Section tool where they can cut in the model, zoom right in on elements. We found clients really like this. It's really easy for them to use. There's also, you can measure stuff and you can even mark it up so they can take this 3D view and put a comment on it, and you'll see that comment when you open the link up. So it's even as a coordination tool. It's really quite handy. So anybody with that link to that little code can open this up. So we even use it with our designers that don't have Revit. It's like, can you give me a model viewer link? And then they can go into our model. They don't need Revit, and they can kind of fly around the model. So it's nice for engineers to do that. Temporary view properties. Again, this is a little thing. Things come into Revit that you might not know. You've got view template settings already set up, and you want to change something, but it's all grayed out. And I used to go into templates and pick none, and then come back and change my view settings. But down on the bottom, there's a little icon there, that temporary view override. It turns off the template, allows you to modify anything with the view. And then when you're done, so then you can play around with the view settings. And when you're done, you just come back and restore the view properties, and it takes it back to the normal template. So nice for playing around. I use that almost daily now. Rotate 45 degrees. So when you insert an object and you hit spacebar and it rotates the object, and it rotates it 90 degrees, if you hover over an intersection of something, it'll rotate it 45 degrees. So you're ever kind of wondering how to get a different angle than just 90 degrees? You just hover over an object and it'll rotate 45 degrees. This is a project, it's a roof plan where I'm looking down, and I've got a tilt-up wall that has multiple layers on it. And I want to see those layers, but I can't because I'm above the wall cut and I can't see it. So what you can do is you can use parts. So under create parts up there, you can select the wall and it shows all the layers of the wall without actually doing any damage. And just as a tip, if you want to get rid of that, just select one of these elements, hit delete. Don't worry, it's not actually deleted. It's deleting the parts visibility aspect of it, and it just returns it back to the way you saw it. So kind of handy. I specifically use this on tilt-up construction on my roof plan where I want to see the layers for a roof plan. This one, hardcore BIM users don't want you to know how to do this, but when you want to get rid of that, replace text. I should come back. Can I replay that again? Come back. So instead of I used to put a dot or a dash and then hide the dot somewhere in the dimension line. If you replace the text, Unicode character, pick the top one, it's blank. And so it's blank. So you don't need to deal with that. So it's a nice handy way. So like sometimes I'll put like a leader, a circle leader with a big piece of text or something over here. I use that a lot. If you want to draw a center line, so let's just say I want to draw a center line down this corridor. If you use the S2 hotkey and you go to draw a line, it'll snap automatically to the midpoint of that line. And so that'll also work if you're placing an object. It'll pick the midpoint between two lines. So you don't have to draw a line and then draw another line down the middle and then go back and delete that line. Just hit S2 and it'll automatically snap to the midpoint to those 2 points. What is being dimensioned? So here I've got a dimension, but I can't really tell what that's being dimensioned to. And I don't want to just go ahead and move something without knowing what's that actually being dimensioned to. So if I look, I can't really tell. Is it the shaft? Is it the wall? Is it something else in the floor? Maybe a beam? If you hit that little lock symbol and then come down to, well, that was a little too fast. Sorry. Can I come back? Okay, when it comes to that point, you hit the lock symbol. It says show element on the drop down that comes up. I should have paused there. And it says show related. There it is. And then this little dialog box comes up and you can toggle which side of the dimension line is the object, and it will highlight the object for you. So it's just a little handy thing because sometimes I've dimensioned stuff and it's, what did I actually use to dimension that to? And another cool one I didn't know for a while. So I got a long string of text and I don't want that. I want to put that on 3 lines. In here, if you hold Control Enter where you want to break the text, and I did it in a couple spots here, I go over a little bit and I hit Control Enter, and then when you come off, it'll put the text, it'll do a break. So then you don't have to create a new family where the text is only so wide. You can make it as wide as you want and just use Control Enter to break your text lines. Automatically copying an object. Did you know that if you just drag an object and hold down the control key, it copies an object? I didn't know that until a while ago. I don't know why. I don't really use that as hotkey copy, but sometimes it's kind of fun. And this was interesting. Using control on mirror or copy. So maybe we hit the mirror command, we've selected an object, maybe we selected a whole pile of objects, and we're like, oh, I didn't want to actually copy, I wanted to move. If you hold the control key, it does the opposite of the command. So instead of copy, it moves. Or if you're mirroring and you've got copy on and you didn't really want to copy it, it'll mirror it, not copy it. So it does the opposite of what the command says it's going to do. Same with like move. Instead of move, you hold down the control key while you're moving, or when you move it, it'll copy it, not just move it. Why you do that, I don't know, but it does that. So unknown tool. Snap shortcuts. If you don't use them, try and get in the habit of using them. They're really useful. Snapping SE for snapping to the end of those lines, and then SM to snap to the middle of the line. Sometimes it's almost impossible to find these. And then snap SI for snap intersection, and it'll find the intersection of a corner. Also snap S for snap to the center, SQ for quadrant. Really handy for snapping to stuff. I use that one all the time. Instead of calculating numbers, So let's say I wanted to move this the same distance as that. Okay, yeah, I could snap from center to center. But maybe I just had a dimension and you'd go, okay, what's 8'9" times 3? Oh, get out my calculator, enter in that value. No, you don't need to do that. All you need to do is as soon as it asks what to do, start hitting the equal sign 3 times 8'9", and it automatically calculates. So anywhere in Revit where you enter in a value, you can enter in an equation. Just put an equal sign in front of it. So maybe, I know Revit automatically knows, but let's say we wanted to put an imperial number into a metric project. You could put in 10 feet times 25.4, blah, blah, blah. So use the equal sign instead of a value. And if you haven't started with Revit 2026, highly recommend it, even if it's just for this feature. Love this feature. We have ID8 installed on our machines, and it has an alignment tool. They've actually done a better job on this alignment tool in Revit now. So here I've got 3 plans, different floors. They're all kind of spaced different. I've just kind of thrown them on the sheet. You can select the view and under save the position. Well, that went a little too fast. I'm just going to go back. So I select the view, and then up on the, as soon as you select it, you'll see save position up there, and it asks you for a name. You can enter whatever you want. Now that view's saved. Now you can go and select all the other views. And why did I not? Right, I couldn't select all the views because you can't be in more than one view at a time. So I select each view, go up to save position, and assign it to that view that I just named. And to the other one, and you can see it automatically snaps it to the right location, to the same as the original one. What was really cool is now if I want to move the view, so say I'm deep into the project in a different view and I want to move all of them, I don't need to go back to the original one. I can go to any one of them, go edit position, save it. It'll tell me that's saved on all 4 different sheets, and it automatically moves all the different views. So really handy tool to in Revit. Don't know why they didn't come out that a long time ago. And now for something else. So 2027, we have a couple beta testers in our company. So I asked them, what are some of the features that are coming out that you've seen in 2027 that we're going to see in the springtime? For the architects, when you're numbering your stairs, there's better control of the numbering of your stairs beyond the cut view. They're bringing that out. Issues management, no longer just in ACC, they're pumping it into Revit, so you can deal with issues management right inside of Revit. Detailed changes comparison for properties of coordinated model. I don't know much about this, but it looks like you can do some of this comparison right in Revit. Coordination, what's happened between the different models right inside of Revit. Carbon parameters on materials. We're starting to do a lot of this work in RJC. Another presentation we're going to have down the road. I'll show you how we're analyzing our structures now to give some carbon numbers and a breakdown of what that carbon elements mean for our clients. And in the middle of our design, we can stop and go, what's the impact of going from a flat slab to maybe a slab band system? How does that impact the carbon numbers for this project? They're actually adding carbon parameters right into the materials now, so we can harness some of that information right inside of the materials. Whereas right now we're adding that as a parameter to all of our objects. So now Revit's going to have it right as part of the materials. Some of the other ones, no slides or anything like that, but if you're doing structural analysis, there's lots of model improvements coming for the analytical model. Greater improvement in performance on your linked models. And accelerated view improvements and enhancements. Looks like they're really pushing these accelerated views, and they've got lots of enhancements. There was about 4 different topics that they had about this. So I just put, there's lots of changes coming with that. So with that, that's it. Did anybody get anything out of that?
Yeah.
Alex put up his hand. Awesome.
No, nothing.
Yeah. So I'll send out a PDF of this. Along with a package or some other stuff. So, yeah. So with that, that's the presentation aspect of tonight. Mingle, eat our food, ask questions, enjoy yourself. And if you'd like to be involved in future sessions, you're already signed up. So, and if you know people, talk to people in the industry. Hey, did you hear about the BIMbc event? I just went to it. Let them know to sign up on the link and they'll get the email that these events are coming. And they don't need to come, but they're going to get the notification, share it widely. And if you'd like to be a part of our team, no experience required, join. We're always looking for people to help us. If you got some ideas, want to do a presentation on a project, Alex, if there's anything that you want to help with, please let us know. And yeah, thanks. And if you need the washrooms, it's just outside the door to the left. Men's on the left, ladies on the right.
Sorry, say Vance, is there going to be a survey again at the end sent out to people? I think we did that last time, didn't we? Like a survey just to follow up. Yeah, I think it was useful just to get some. If anyone has any comments,
We'll send it out. It helps us tailor what we do.